Yes! Hello and welcome back to the Combo Chick Day Dota channel. We're back with some more VS Gaming Community Shield action, and tonight we're in the grand finals with Bravado Gaming taking on Sin5. And I'm joined by none other than Mr. Demonic in the co-casting box. This match is, worked out to be quite a classic, the Sin5 Bravado match. How are you feeling coming into this game, Mr. Demonic?
Um, these two, if I'm not mistaken, Sinister 5 knocked out Bravado Gaming at Mega 8, I think. The recent Mega 8 Winter Cup, or something to that effect. It was definitely, these two had a little bit of a tussle between the two of them. And Sinister 5 has actually got a pretty good record against Bravado Gaming. They've taken a couple of wins off of them in some tournaments and qualifiers things recently. So there's definitely an exciting game in our hand. This is a new look Bravado Gaming side, or slightly new look Bravado Gaming side since then, however, so we might see some changes.
How I learned about Sinister 5 was actually it wasn't in the Mega 8, it was in one of the VS qualifying Community Shields. The first one before that was when they 2-0'd BBD, and I was like, what? Who is this team? They just came out of nowhere. But since then, they've really been making the name for themselves. They've took a couple of more games off BBD. They've placed pretty decently in Mega 8, higher than both Mythic and APG. They made some good. Okay, wait, no. In Mega 8, I don't think. Were they there? Yeah, they were there.
It's not in Mega 8, I don't think it's Arena, I think that you're talking about.
Oh,
that they managed
yes.
to get into the, they managed to get into the Premier.
That's true.
the Premier Division or the Premier whatever, the
Yeah,
highest league.
the
What you know?
Championship League. That's what it's called.
Yeah,
But now this game
they
is up
got
and
it.
running and ready. So BVD taking out the Magnus first ban along with the Oracle, and Sinister 5 responding with the Night Stalker and a Kunkka ban. Pretty standard bans. Actually, those are not really standard bans. Magnus, we see it every now and again. Oracle, not quite sure why they took it out. And what do you make of these Darkseer and Kunkka bans coming out in the first phase? From
I mean,
Sinister 5.
Kunku has been really popular in this meta so far. He's just so powerful that X range is disgusting. And well, those two heroes, Night Stalker and Kunkka have been really popular. I've been watching a lot of Dota today. Actually, there's been some qualifiers happening on Beyond the Summit, and there's been a lot of fighting. There's been a lot of fighting, and those heroes are really good at fighting. So I think those are pretty okay bans. It's like that's very meta for what's happening at the moment. The Oracle, I'm not 100% sure of. Maybe they had a pick in mind that is countered by the Oracle that they don't really. Legion Commander actually is not the best against Oracle unless you go for the Oracle itself, right? Because Oracle can actually just disarm either the Legion Commander with his W or save the other person with his ultimate. So I mean, maybe just thinking about their first two picks here, were they with that ban?
That is definitely a possibility. They've also, I mean, Sinister 5 are quite savvy in running Husker strats, so it also takes that sort of aspect out of the game in a small way.
Yeah.
But yeah,
nobody likes to see a Husker, and we see Viper ban. So okay, there's only Ricky left out of the severe sort of cancer heroes in Dota 2, or techies, I suppose. But no one picks techies, so we're fine.
Oh, Necrolite's still in the pool talking about cancer heroes. But yeah, Venomancer and Viper taken out. Two very interesting bans. I feel like Venomancer's been a really popular hero lately. And yeah, it's quite an interesting hero to see back in the meta. Viper also received some buffs in this latest 7.06 patch. Was it E or D? One of those two that just came out now was
E.
pretty...
It was E.
And it was in this one that Viper received the buffs, or was it in the patch before that?
It was this one, I think. The small one that we just got in the last week.
Venomancer received a little nerf in that one. In fact, they reduced his agi gain. It wasn't that big of a nerf or all that serious, but yeah, just a little bit nudge to like maybe stop spamming the Venomancer teams.
Yeah, well, they just got sort of those tanky cores in the front line, got a Venomancer win game in 20 minutes because no one can kill the wards and you just take towers, right? It was...
For sure. And actually, Venomancer is a hero that both these teams like running quite often in the core position. Fearbender is very savvy on the hero. I've seen Bravado run it as well. Yeah, so it's a decent ban.
Yeah, I think Veno in this current meta is just he's really good no matter where you are. Like his ability to fight and walls just to slow people down, like his ability to catch is just almost unparalleled, you know. So, and he's just so strong for his team, and he can farm. You know, if he's in the support, he can go into the bush, sit on a cliff somewhere, and get a Midas and Argonum Scepter in like 14 minutes if he's left alone, which I've seen in a YouTube video. So. You know, it's a really good hero, not something that you want to really see in the video game. I'm really interested to see what Sinister 5 here are going to pick here. They've sort of got a one support, one core at the moment. Do they pick up their second support here, or do they go with a second core? I would think they want to pick up a support, but I'm not sure. Like the draft for Bravado game is really open at the moment, so I'm not really sure what they're planning.
I don't know, Mr. Demonik. Maybe we should watch a YouTube video what they got a third pick. Kappa.
Yeah, Kappa. It was actually linked by my team.
I'm just teasing.
Linked by...
I wonder what to actually go for here. Like you said, they could pick up another support. I mean, they got Bane Nyx. I mean, the Nyx assassin could be a support. We've seen a lot of teams liking to run in the 4 position, and there's our questions answered. They go for the Ursa Bear. Okay.
Works really well with Bane. You know, Bane ulti and then Ursa Bear can just rip on whatever's happening. Bane's also a pretty good answer to Legion Commander in general as well. So good picks. I mean, obviously you have to worry about the Ursa getting kited. That's the biggest scare. But at the moment they have pretty good lockdown, you know, with the Bane and the Nyx Assassin. So he's in a pretty good position here, and does okay against the Legion Commander in lane as well, which is also pretty important because Legion Commander can really shove safe laners if you're not careful. Okay, I think it's a good pick. Like Sven is also really popular at the moment, but I mean it accomplishes almost the same thing.
Like the laning phase is actually something I wanted to ask you about. Is that okay? So they picked up this Ursa, but obviously something Sin5 like a lot. Is a very strong hero, popular hero in the meta as well. But now PvD did open up with Keeper of the Light, Legion Commander. That could very well be a dual lane in the off lane. So against those two heroes, how do you think the Ursa does really fare against them?
Not too well. His mana pool is just disgustingly bad. You know, so mana leak is not a spell that he's going to be a fan of early, and almost instant invoker pick there. So that gives them another sort of combination with the Bane sleep into Sunstrike. It's also another answer to the Legion Commander if the Legion Commander ever wants to duel. That Legion Commander is going to have a tough game, I think.
That is very true. But yeah, I'm liking the draft from Sin5, but I also feel like there's a lot of gaps. I think their last support pick is going to be really the thing to define their draft now. Because I mean, you have the Ursa, the really good early game core. You got Invoker, that hero that scales a little better. But I feel like picking Nyx Assassin, Bane, Ursa, and Invoker in your first 4 heroes, your laning phase does kind of suffer a little bit. So I'm really curious to see what they go for their last pick. And BVD opting to pick up the Phantom Assassin. That is not a hero you see every day, but it matches up very well against Invoker in the middle lane.
Yeah, it's a pretty good matchup against Invoker in general, especially once he gets a couple of points into that dagger. Obviously, the first couple of levels now that have been so nerfed, you have to literally almost be in the person's face to get the dagger off. So, yeah, it's about level 5 that the Phantom Assassin just starts to exert an inordinate amount of pressure on that Invoker. You'll just see dagger after dagger landing in his face. And once he hits 6, if one of those crits, you suddenly just blink and you go. And suddenly the Invoker has no time to react.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. Oh, Lone Druid. That's a naughty last pick. Wow.
Oh, that, for those of you who don't know, is actually my favorite hero in the entirety of Dota 2. I have about 200 games played on the hero. Admiral Bulldog paved the way for me, man. I love that champion. And yeah, I'm glad that
champion.
It's a champion, man. We all champions.
League of Legends.
Dude, I'm just keeping the game esportsally diverse, you know what I mean? You gotta stay politically correct in the entirety of esports. You know, there could be those good old LoL fans want to come see the better game, and they want to, catch our speak as well. You gotta be considerate. But now...
Careful, you might upset someone, calling things champions.
That's why I say it, man. Dota fans are very easily annoyed. But look at this last pick, a Pudge from the side of Sin5. What do you make of that pick?
It's a BKB lockdown for the PA, I guess.
I mean, Pudge
terrible
Bane
against the Lone Druid.
Pudge Bane sounds like a ridiculous combo, though. Like just walking around ganking lanes. He could be very strong.
Yeah, that could be really strong. It's I'm a little bit worried about the timing coming out of Sin5. I think there's going to be a window here that Bravado Gaming is actually going to be able to exploit if they manage to get farm on their cores. It's really going to be interesting to see how this laning stage goes. Like, Nyx Assassin is going to have an atrocious time against RDK's Bear if he gets left alone in that top lane.
I feel like the thing when you have Pudge games is Liquid. I think Liquid is the best example of probably one of the few pro teams that consistently pick Pudge on GH. It's like GH either wrecks the game or he feeds like 0-10 in the first 10 minutes and the game just is extremely, extremely hard. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty much a make or break thing for Geralt on this Pudge. But on the flip side, I think timing windows is a great thing you mentioned because Lone Druid, once he hits that Radiance, will probably be about the same time or a little after PA hits her Desolator timing. So, in that window, I don't see what Sin5 are going to do to really respond to those two items. So it'll be really interesting to see how this laning phase goes. And I think it paves a great way for Sin5 in this. I don't even know what I'm saying. I mean, it's just going to be hard to deal with that stuff when it comes out.
Well, there's going to be a couple of really key timings that we're going to have to watch out for. One is going to be the Legion Commander's Blink Dagger, right? The fact that that starting initiation that will allow the PA to jump forward and actually start to do some damage. There's also going to be the question of when the Ursa decides to go his blink and also the first rush timer, because if they can get the first rush, that puts them in a really good position because that will save at least a little bit of the sort of aggressive timing that's going to come out of like the PA Legion Lone Druid combination at about sort of the 15-minute mark, I would guess, around about. So, and also, is the next assassin going to get a Blink Dagger, or is he just going to go straight for something like an Argonum Scepter to try, or other answers to try and help with, like, they don't have the best answers for PA, right? Until they get sort of MKB on the fuzzy, which is not really what you want to do either. So they're gonna have to rely on magic damage pretty much until PA gets a BKB, and then they need an MKB on their fuzzy by that stage.
Yeah, that is a hectic timing window. But a serious note aside from the game, I just need to inform everybody on stream that Filthy Frank did message me taunting me with emotes, and I've just done him a favor and muted him during this game. So Filthy Frank, when you watch this replay, I hope you know you've been muted for the remainder of this game.
I'm so jealous of his Cottle Steed as well.
He's got a 1300 level compendium. I mean, he makes that full tower almost by himself.
I want a unicorn for my Keeper of the Lights. I mean, just insanely jealous.
Kottle's one of Filthy Frank's best heroes, in fact. For energy, he used to play quite so much, dual laning with Chelsea in the off lane, and he was really effective on it. So, I mean, Sin5 not showing respect to that, and I'm interested to see how he plays it this game, to be quite honest. He's already got that deep ward down. Does it block up the camp? It does actually block the camp, so that is a really good ward, giving a lot of vision of the large camp, blocking out the small camp. That's pretty good. It's very, very good.
Yeah, it's easily noticeable by the support, so is one of the things, right? It's because he's pretty much the only place that you're going to put a ward reasonably that gives him sort of any sort of vision on that low ground. But the Cottle will be able to sort of bully them out there, so it should be okay, and should be able to at least last for a while.
Because, I mean, the ward up here almost on this side is like one of the more common wards you see from most supports who want to block out the small camp. But look like we got a little engagement going on here. Bravado, I mean, Sin5 trying to freaking disrupt this ruin by Bravado, and they actually might bring down Impact for first blood. Do they do it? Easy first blood for Gerald on the Pudge. We were questioning whether he's going to be 0 and 10 or he's going to wreck, and it's starting off pretty good so far. It's in a straight up aggressive tri lane coming from the Sin5.
Yeah, and Bear actually has the ability to pick up a rune, but he's taken so much damage on that Spirit Bear.
Also, Warrior is it's a pretty good hero against the Lone Druid Bear. You just smack him down, like, at any point in the game. You just start hitting at him, and it's really hard to do anything as the Bear. Although he took Earthshock level 1, probably for the first blood, but he shouldn't take him too long to get to that second level, especially after picking up that first blood.
Yeah, and it looks like we've got an interesting laning decision. They're going to be sending this fuzzy aggressive, which I actually really enjoy. That their RDK is not going to have a nice time here, right? I mean, Impact comes out to the side here.
Especially with Lone Druid, I mean, the Pudge here, once he gets his level up in Hook, Lone Druid, not the hardest hero to hook, especially with the Bane around. This is not going to be an easy time for RDK. On the flip side, though, the Cottle should be making a swift return to the top lane. I don't think Frankie's going to want to sit around too much. Nyx Assassin, Legion Commander should trade pretty evenly in just a straight-up 1v1 matchup. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe when the Cottle comes, this lane will be a bit of a different story. But for now, RDK is not going to get all that much, I don't think. But still level 1.
Doing what the sleep.
Sleep the bear. I mean, Bane is actually also one of the better heroes against Lone Druid. You can sleep the bear, ulti the hero. Like 2 disables from one hero. Kind of makes a good difference. Gerald keeping this...
Yeah, I mean... Sort of on the reverse, the bear can be used to get rid of sleep on teammates and that kind of thing, right?
That is a good point as well.
And I think we'll most likely be seeing a bear build here because that's what the meta's sort of been doing, right? The ranged Lone Druid version.
They kind of killed that.
Sniper.
Oh,
they
Traxion
killed it
could
hard.
be in trouble in the bottom lane. Oh, but he gets another double man stun out here. Okay, Traxion's fine. Carry on about the bear, sir.
Yeah, I mean, he just got nerfed. His talents got nerfed so hard in that department because it was so overpowered that it's not really viable anymore, right? But his actual bear talents are still really good. You know what I mean? 250 health plus 50 Spirit Bear damage, 12 Spirit Bear armor, and by that, you know, at that stage, that's where that bear can think about starting to fight a fuzzy as well.
I mean, even the magic resistant talent is pretty good in certain games, so they I feel like Leandro is in a decent place in the meta right now. A lot of teams still opt to pick him up for as a comfort pick. Like players like No Tail still love it. I mean, if Admiral Bulldog was still playing competitive Dota, I'm sure we'd see a lot of it from him.
Oh yeah, I mean he always picked, even when it wasn't in the meta, he was picking.
That is very true.
He was picking that hero. So
Firebender forced to pop his healing salve already in the mid lane. He actually gets sort of cancelled by Mikasa. Mikasa really pulling ahead in the CS department here in the middle lane. He's a little ahead in XP as well. And now Frank throwing out the blast, actually trying to make a play on Firebender, but he pops the Fairy Fire. He should be okay. And Pudge is actually going to TP out. Nope, he's going to cancel his TP. He's got his level 2 now. Bane's got his 2 now as well. You think they make a player in the top lane?
that's just the pressure that the PA is able to put on this Evoker in the mid lane, right? Fearbender's not going to have a good time here. Pretty much, he wants to stay alive. That's all he wants to do here, really. But it looks like Frank's going to actually come around, and possibly thinking about it.
Oh, they might find the Witch Doctor. Nope, Impact positioning a little too good here.
And level 1 sleep range, unfortunately, also not a very fast spell.
Yep. So
pretty quiet laning stage, all in all.
I mean, it started off so hype, Pudge getting first blood, everything going so good, and now Sinister 5. I mean, Rora dealing with this like sort of aggression pretty well, but now it looks like Mr. Gerald's making rotation mid. He's smoked up. He's got his level 2, but I don't know. Can he actually kill this PA? She's got a level 5 now. Fearbender really low in the middle lane. And he's actually ticking very, very low. I'm not sure if they can do this. But no, Gerald's still going for this. They get off the coast now. Mikasa's going to blink forward though. Fearbender forced to pop his inverse. And now they're trying to turn on Mikasa, but he's still hitting away. And now Frank's blast comes out as well. He has one more point in dagger. And Frank's actually going to get hooked on the tower. He might be in trouble. But Mikasa, he's going to dive. Can he bring down Gerald though? Can he get a secure solo kill in this lane? He might actually. He does. But he could be in trouble here as well. He's going to fight. Fearbender under the tower. He's going to get hit down and he does fall here in the end. But Frank manages to snipe the Invoker in the end as well. So it's a 2-for-1 trade. Definitely in favor of... Is it in favor of Bravado there? I mean, the Invoker did get the XP from killing the PA and was already a struggling lane for him.
Yeah, I think that's good for the Invoker being able to kill the PA. Obviously, him dying, not the best, but he died to a Kotl, so I mean that's.
I mean, Frankie's level 4 and he's really. Kotl already. That's pretty insane actually. Same level as these two offlaners.
But I think as Bravado Gaming, like if you look at this sort of laning stage, what's happening here as Bravado Gaming, you're essentially, although I was going to say this before that sort of mid exchange happened, you're essentially winning 2 of your lanes, right? Mikasa's is winning CS in the middle lane. Legion Command is just dominating bottom lane. Traxian's having a horrific time trying to deal with this. Frank dodges the hook.
I mean, even in the top lane, RDK is actually farmed not all that affected, minus having the Ursa and Bane dual lane there. He's third on the net worth charts or CS charts, and that's only to his own teammates. But they finally managed to get a kill here in the top lane. They killed on Impact on the Witch Doctor. So something going.
I mean, they've got the top 3 CS in all 3 of their lanes, so they're getting the farm that they need, despite the laning stage almost sort of compromising their Fuzzy's farm in that top stage. Although he's doing okay. That being said, he's doing fine. But now that they've left him alone here, doesn't do that. He can sort of get bullied by the bear a little bit now that the bear's got level 5 and has the roots.
They got the entangle, so this is not an easy lane for any hero to be in 1v1, especially an Ursa warrior. But now Bane seems to making a return. They pop the salve as well. Maybe they can try and make a play to kill the Spirit Bear, who knows. Bottom though, Gerald is waiting patiently for this hook. Frankie's going to walk straight into him. Gerald not wanting to commit the hook just yet. He throws it out, but he actually catches the Legion Commander. But is that the hero you really want to catch? They catch 2-5. Can they bring him down though is the question. Gerald ticking down very low to 40 Frank's blast. And Sunstrike just going to miss, and the duel's going to get activated now by 2-5. Can they bring down Traxion? Double kill for 2-5 and the first duel victory of the game. Feels so good, man. And the Ursa just
gets a kill.
This is a disaster. In like 2 minutes, this game went from even to like.
Where's my chat wheel? It's a disaster. That's not what you wanted to happen. Especially in this sort of circumstance, where you've set up your lanes like this and you've left your Ursa top. He's immediately died, and suddenly we've got the Traxians now up here with the support, and it looks like they want to try to get the kill. RDK though, some micros doing well.
Oh, the Witch Doctor Cask! It's just like a perma stun right now, but RDK gets stunned up. He's got his level 6. There should be no threat for him. But can Bear get a root is the question. Go, Alfredo, you can do it. He's trying. Traxian, a very tanky hero with the poor man shield as well, though. But he pops the Carapace. RDK gets stunned up, and Gerald's still waiting in the trees. Maybe he can just get a nice snipe. But yes, the root finally comes out. But big stun from Traxian. Sunstrike coming out as well. RDK is now dead. Oh, feels good, man. That was a really nice play, actually. Ooh.
Yeah, that's such good communication. You can see exactly how they communicated that, and that's really good for our Invoker, who's pretty much left that mid lane, right? He's not in a place there anymore where he's going to survive what happens there. So he's now just trying to work on getting his hand of Midas 600 towards so far, and Mikasa under the reign of Invis here might be able to find himself a treat if he's lucky.
There we go. Aghanim though, I worry about him. His farm is really slowed down. He's sitting at only... He actually got his level 5 now, but not the easiest time so far on this Ursa Bear. Oh.
Yeah, he's... Oh?
So, okay, sorry, my camera settings just messed up. I was trying to fix something, and it didn't go too well. I have to fix that. Keep the spectators happy while the stuff's going on.
Well, I mean, Aghanim's... Yeah, he has to now... The fact that they've now swapped these lanes at 9 minutes into the game means they realize that things haven't gone quite according to plan because their supports had to leave. So now we're 2-5.
Traxian, you might actually find a pick here. They don't have a sentry, but good game sense coming from other people nonetheless. And my camera is working, for all of those who are wondering. It's back. Mikasa's had absolute free farm, by the way, in this middle lane. Like, he hasn't been threatened at all, but he seems to be buying a Vladimir's offering instead of going straight for the Desolator. That's a pretty good decision when you have like a Lone Druid and a Legion Commander on your team, though.
Yeah, I mean, because of all the sort of melee heavy front that they're running, right? I mean, Vladimir's offering is completely worth it. It also opens the timing for them to do Rush as well, just for that exact reason. I mean, Legion Commander with Mikasa plus the Bear, that's an easy Rush. Almost at exactly the same timing that an Ursa would be able to rush anyway. So Ursa's going straight towards that Blink Dagger. We have no lifesteal in sight as of yet. So not thinking about that rush, that early rush. And because of what's happened to Sin5, they've now had to completely abandon that top lane. And this has just allowed RDK to start getting absolute free farm and a tower. So this is
first tier 1 tower of the game.
Yeah.
While on his way to his Hand of Midas as well. And play's actually getting made, bot 2-5. Forced to his demise, trying to bring down Aghanim. We actually missed that. Oh man, RDK's Bear too distracting.
I caught just the end of it, and the TP response from Sin5 being so quick. Bear being able to survive with just an absolute sliver of health. But Aghanim's going to be happy with that. Unfortunately, no duel victory, but...
You can't always get everything, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta sacrifice little things. Invoker also took part in that with a Sunstrike. Sophia Bender on point with the Sunstrike so far. Gerald waiting in the trees with his DD rune. Can he actually get this hook? Mikasa standing very well placed. But he can stand in hook range. Are they waiting for this? Oh! Traxian here now too. Can they actually bring down Mikasa? He's going to miss the stun, but Mikasa, he's juking pretty heavy. He's actually going to blink Fearbender. Fearbender might be in real trouble. Sunstrike coming out, but is it enough? Fearbender is in real trouble, but nope. Gerald gets the hook. But the tower does fall in the end.
Oh, wow.
That was very close, to say the least.
I mean, one crit from Mikasa there, and that Invoker is dead. So dead. But unfortunately, Mikasa seems to be having just terrible luck with his crits so far. I haven't really seen him crit that often when he goes in for the big plays. So unfortunately, RNG is currently against him. He's played a little bit more
BVD have not just the PA for the RNG, they have Alfredo to root as well. So if RNG is not in their favor, this could be a hard game for them. But now, TT5, man, that overwhelming odds still doing so much damage. But luckily, Repo, not his 6 just yet. He actually might get it after this creep. Nope. One more creep sort of XP, and he's got his Fiend's Grip now too. Frank though farming very well on this Kotal. He's just 200
Yeah.
net worth off the Ursa Bear. Halfway to an axe, 12 minutes in. 2 kills, 3 assists. Classic Filthy Frank Kotal plays going on here.
Yeah, he managed to take one or two stacks down here in the bottom lane, while he was sort of just doing Frank things up against the next assassin, and no points in the mana league, so deciding just to completely max out on his own farming potential and get that Argonum Scepter up as quickly as possible instead of sort of the possible team fight capabilities, right? Because they're doing fine. At the Reaper, you're in trouble,
2-5.
mate.
Oh, he actually gets off the duel in time. Just in time. Is Jero gonna throw out the hook? No, he actually misses. He hooks the wrong way. But now 2-5 still goes full. What? Is he actually still standing? Nope, he falls finally. I missed that. Was he trying to hook the Kotal there with the Pudge?
He didn't throw his hook actually at all, I don't think.
I think he threw it up. Oh, Frank actually could be in real trouble here. Oh, Gerald throws the hook a little too early. Frank juking in the trees. He has a TB. Can he actually make it out of here? Repo, he has the... Oh, he gets off the sleep. He does. And now Sunstrike coming out as well. Frank throws out the blast, but it's not enough. Frank's still standing, making a lot of space, but he falls here in the end. So the score is sitting at 8-6, 13 minutes in. And despite the 3k net worth lead, this game's not looking all too bad for Sinister 5 so far.
Yeah, I mean, not silly things, but good responses from Sinister 5 to keep that Bane alive in a duel. Unfortunately, he didn't get the damage, which would have been extra hilarious, but you know, he stayed alive, managed to get off his brain sap to keep him alive, and suddenly 2-5 was on the wrong side of the street. And Frank was also, but Frank deciding to juke down into the enemy T1 instead of up towards safety, so unfortunately ending in demise for him as well. But, you know, hashtag space created. They've got
2-5.
Midas on Spirit Bear.
Traction just missed his stun there. They do have... I was about to talk about that, right? So, Legion Commander, just 50 gold off a Blink Dagger. RDK, more or less free farm for the past maybe 5 or so minutes of this game. Halfway to a Radiance already. And Mikasa, he might have rushed the Vlads, but he's farming pretty damn well himself. He's just... Okay, he's still quite some margin off a Desolator, but... The BVD boy is definitely getting more out of the map at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's disparity mainly becomes between the Legion Commander and the next assassin for the most part, right? So the two different offlaners. At the moment, Legion Commander has a lot more farm. Actually, has enough for a Blink Dagger. He has just picked it up. So that is one of the timings that we're going to be waiting for here, and we're going to see.
Smoke
and they
coming
do
out
pop
from...
a smoke, so they are looking to do something with this first. And this is exactly it, right? 225, now that he has a Blink Dagger, is the vehicle for Mikasa to jump onto. Because as 225 starts a duel, Mikasa can go, it's my time to shine. Meanwhile, mid lane though, Impact.
Oh, Impact might just be the sacrificial little doctor for his team. Do they want to jump him? This is a game of chicken going on right here. Two heroes versus 3 heroes. Aghanim just going to jump straight against the Witch Doctor, but nope, he's going to get jeweled on the tower. Death Ward popped. Aghanim gets destroyed. And now Traxxon,
it was all an elaborate ruse.
And now, players are getting made top. Can they bring down Spirit Bear? 300 gold in the pocket of Fearbender. But now, Pudge died as well. Oh, it was going on top. Chase is still going on top. In fact, Mikasa waiting to dagger Repo. Can he actually bring him down? Repo, not all that much mana. Both his disables on cooldown. And this Bane could be in real trouble. They're smacking away. Can Mikasa get it crit? Finally he does. And Repo falls. He's got his level 12 now as well. Fearbender trying to bring down 225, but he's going to get crit up himself. He might be in real trouble. Okay, he gets the invis off. Next assassin waiting on his skills. He's actually trying to man-fight a PA. He gets crit as well. Aghanim's going to blink back in. He's going on Impact. Does he have enough damage to bring him down though? He's trying. Impact's still surviving. In fact, Aghanim, he has a face boot still. Can he catch Impact? He's hitting him. Impact, die for God's sake. Impact finally dies. And Mikasa, he's going to be in trouble too. Can they bring him down? He's falling. And that's 2 kills in the hand of Sinister 5. So, turn the bad situation into a pretty decent situation. Oh.
Yeah, but look what happened. Look what's happened to your bottom lane in the meantime while they do that, right? RDK just TP bottom lane and the Seer take his tower, and that's pretty much his relic. He's got 3,600 gold in the bank, and because they all TP top, because Aghanim TP to that shrine to get that kill, he knows that they're not going to be able to respond here quickly, so he's managed to get at least a hit or two onto that tier 3 tower, and he's going to be able to TP away, maybe? No, he's not.
Traxxon with the...
But what do you do?
Oh, but he still should be fine. Kotal's behind him. And like you said, they got this tier 2 tower. They've got a deep ward here, controlling up this ruin area. And this bottom half of the map is very much in favor of Bravado right now. It's just free reign for them. And yeah, he's almost got his relic, so definitely a good thing.
No, he's got his relic. And that's problem town, right? The miss for Fuzzy, especially when he is one of your main damage dealers, is problems, because Radiance, again, another reason that you need to go MKB as soon as possible. MKB, really good item to buy this game, I think.
I have to agree with you there, and like you said, like that miss shot coming out. I mean, we saw how long it took Aghanim to bring down Mikasa, the poorest hero on the dire side, as a witch doctor. It was really a big chase to bring him down. So with that Radiance coming on, Aghanim's not going to be having an easy time by any means. And he seems to be bringing a Shadow Blade up next. And oh, they're trying to bring down these illusions. Very serious about killing these illusions. And they do finally kill these illusions.
Oh, Frank.
Oh, he's getting started here. He's going to TP out. Tracks in. Throws out. What?
Oh.
The greed. The greed. Okay, I don't think he actually had mana for stun at that point, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure actually.
No, he definitely didn't, right? Because he threw out the mana burn, which cost 100 mana, and he had about 49 mana when I clicked on him, and that was almost immediately. So it's 155 for stun. So yeah, he was like 2 mana short off. He had a magic stick, so it could have been maybe close, but only 1 charge. But Aghanim, he could be in trouble. He gets dueled up. Death Ward coming out yet again. But Sun5 coming out in response. Can he get off the enrage? He does. And he's going to start whacking away. But nope, he's still going to be in real trouble. Witch Doctor Death Ward doing way too much damage. And Aghanim falls yet again on the Saucer Bear.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's the Invoker Sunstrike. It's something that I was talking about. It's not just, unfortunately, not enough damage against this against Ursa. Ursa's probably not the one that you really want to be dueling, and 2-5 it does have 30 damage in the bank, so I mean it's not the worst off. Almost has the big item that for against the Fuzzy, right, which is the blade mail. That's going to help so much. Frank, you're in trouble. Are you? You're not in trouble.
How does he get away with this stuff? Only Filthy Frank. And now talking about timing windows, Lone Druid just finished his Radiance on the bear, and Mikasa has just ordered a Desolator coming on the courier, so this game could be really hard, really fast for the side of Sinister 5. I mean, net worth difference is already sitting at almost 8k, 9k, moving on to 10k, XP similar story, about 5k, and despite the scores being 10-10 at the 20-minute mark, I think Sinister 5 are going to be in real trouble in the next 5 or so minutes.
Yeah, well, this is the timing that Bravado Gaming wanted to hit exactly, right? They've got the big nasty bear now, and they've already taken most of the outer towers. So what do you do at this stage? You got a Vlad, so most likely we're gonna see a Rosh come really soon. Makas has just picked up his Desolator as well. You literally have every core item that you need on, and an Argonum Scepter on your Keeper of the Light at 20 minutes into the game. So you have every core item that you need just to finish this game. Like, this game should be over. But Frank decides to feed bottom lane while doing his little split push things.
But space created, but I have to agree with you there. I mean, if this next 5 minutes goes the way BVD wants it to go, they get up the Aegis, they do have Kotal Aghanims, it could be an high ground for them. I mean, press the attack on a Lone Druid Bear, what the Radiant is going to do a hefty amount of towers, but while that's going on, they're trying to make the plays. Can they bring the RDK? But Mikasa is going to blink in. They do manage to kill RDK in the end, but it might cost him a couple of lives. Mikasa, though, not wanting to fully commit for this. 2-5 is here, but he does not have mana for a duel. And it's going to be a clean getaway for the side of Bravado. Actually, not a clean getaway. They lost the Lone Druid there.
Yeah, this is exactly what Sin5 need to do, right? They need to get pick after pick after pick and manage to get to Frank in the bottom lane. Sure, it may just seem like a support, but that's exactly what you need to be doing, because it's going to stave off the pressure and keep that Bravado timing from actually happening. So because they've killed RDK now, that's bought them a little extra time before this push comes in again. And now 2-5 might find himself in trouble.
Oh, Gerald gets off the hook. Can he get off the ulti? Nope. Jewel comes out too fast. But the Sunstripe going to come on now as well. 2 heroes dead for the side of Sinister 5, and more could follow. Repo, he's in real trouble. Oh, Repo, bye-bye. 3 heroes dead. Okay, so I was going to give a long speech when you were done there about how that just those 2 picks alone was a 2k goal swing, right, in favor of Sinister 5. But that's all irrelevant now, because BVD just won a fight and they've basically secured a Roshan here. Back to disaster zone.
that was a risque duel. I'm gonna say it. I mean, wow, he just decided to
And he got it off
go
so
pedal
quickly.
to the metal.
He got it
Yeah.
so quickly. I thought Pudge was going to get his ulti off first, but it didn't work out in the end. Now this does actually secure the Roshan. And they put it onto the big, scary Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, like he is your. I mean, the bear at this point is just a big tank. You know, he's not the and a tower hitter. You've got 225 to be your initiator.
Oh, Jewel comes out
exactly
again.
what's happening here.
Traxion,
And,
can we yet see a crit? Yep, does come out just in the nick of time and more dual damage for 225. 54 damage, and it's a 10k net worth difference. I mean, this high ground defense is going to have to be on point coming out from Sinister 5 right now. Oh.
Yeah, and it's just, oh man. I mean, Fearbender, he's got his Argon of Scepter now, at least, so, and is working towards his boots of travel. I mean, what do you even go at this stage? I mean, boots of travel, it's useful. It's going to help. It's going to at least be able to help him split push. But with
and the siege
Frank
starts.
having his
Siege starts, and look at that. Press the attack on the Spirit Bear, and the tier 3 gets melted almost instantly. But they do get the pick on 225. But can they do it in time? Meatball coming on is doing real damage to RDK. Even Aghanim running in there, but Mikasa is going to blink in the backlines. He's not getting any crits. Can he crit Fearbender? No, he doesn't hit him on any. Fearbender is now turning the tables. With the Fiend's grip, is it enough? They get down the first. His first life. Aegis is down. Can they do more though is the question. He has the blink available. He can just get out, and he does get out. Oh, but a big hook coming out from Gerald. They catch Mikasa again. Is it enough damage to bring it down? Impact throwing out the Death Ward. They kill Mikasa. They kill Impact. And 3 heroes are actually dead on the side of Bravado. Talk about high ground defense.
meanwhile bottom lane.
Oh, but the rat is going on bottom lane. Second tier 3 falls. The Spirit Bear. The Spirit Bear doing too much damage to the towers at this point.
Oh, that's filthy Frank, and I say filthy with just emphasis, because as soon as things were started going bad in that top lane, Frank was like, you know, I've actually just been creeping bottom lane for these past like 20 minutes. So let me just bring in the bear here. You can go hit the tower, and suddenly you've taken 2 T3s. So even though they lose 3 and an Aegis, which is pretty disastrous, and they might lose 225 here, he's just gonna do his best to get away.
Talking economically, Bravado still won that engagement. They got 2k net worth advantage killing those 2 tier 3s. Shrines are now exposed. I mean, they got the one shrine already dead, actually. So, not the worst first Aegis for the side of Bravado. And Gerald, he's going to get caught here in the top lane. Though he throws out his ulti. Sunstrike coming out now as well. It's not nowhere near enough damage. He's dead. Everybody's dead. Okay, just the Pudge is dead. What am I saying? Everybody's dead. I've lost the plot.
Just the Pudge.
Just the Pudge. He'll be back up in 35 seconds. It's all good. And what do you think about his decision here?
Picked up his Yash.
He's just going. He's trying to get a blink dagger now. You think that's the right decision, or you should go for something that, you know, maybe a more defensive item, maybe a Aether Lens to make that hook range just a little bigger? What do you think?
I mean, the blink dagger. It's. I mean, in terms of position, like the blink dagger is a much stronger item, I think, just because it gives him the ability to position where he wants to be able to get the hook. And it's what they need, being able to sort of hook and then blink away to safety, especially on the high ground. Like if he hooks a Legion commander, he doesn't want that situation to happen to him again, right? Where he gets dueled before he can get his ulti off.
That is a very good point.
Yeah, so the blink dagger at least allows him to survive in that instance.
That is a very good point. And now looks like a smoke coming out here from Traxion and Aghanim. They're trying to find Mr. Filthy Frank, the split pusher of note, the Alliance reincarnate, but he's positioning. Is he good? Or is he going to get caught here? Yup, smoke's gonna pop. Aghanim's gonna blink him. He's gonna smack him away. And bam! Sunstrike comes out. Fearbender now on a killing spree for an easy invoker. So he's got that
was
TP
a gem.
Did they get the gem there? On the Nyx Assassin?
Yes! Traxion's got gem now.
Oh, that is a big pickup.
Frank.
And they don't actually have the Kotal here, so they can't actually siege without that constant sustain from the Kotal.
What are you doing out there down there with the gem, Frankie? Thanks.
I can just hear the sadness in your voice, like, Filthy Frank, what are you doing, man? You're like a disappointed dad right now. You know, just expected more from his first son. Oh, feels bad, man.
If you're venturing by yourself into the enemy woods, right? Logic would say that's not a safe place as a keeper of the light with no item to be able, like no force staff, no glimmer cape. There's no way that you're escaping, right? That's not a place that you take a gem, because that's where you lose gems, and that's what happens. Sorry, am I rambling? I don't know. I am a bit sad.
I don't know. I'm enjoying your speech. It's very funny. I don't know what the chat is saying, but I found that speech very entertaining. Now he's been relegated to poor sentry wards now, and he's back at the split pushing in the bottom lane. That death is not deterred him in any way.
Oh man.
But Traxion doing a good job of scouting here in the enemy jungle as well. Scouts out both the PA and the Lone Druid. And he has a Blink Dagger shift queued up as well, but he might just go for the Axe. I mean, that high ground defense too low for Nyx Assassin Axe is just crazy.
I feel like there's like Gandalf just shaking and jiving here at the bottom lane. Up here, they don't seem too keen on trying to push high ground again without Aegis, I think, which is probably what they're going to wait for.
The Aegis will be back up in about 2 minutes, so the question is, can Sin5 actually contest it? I mean, this Invoker is getting really big really fast. He's getting lots of levels. He's got a Blink Dagger now as well. They might actually be able to fight in the pit. They got the Pudge for like some sneaky hook plays as well. Nyx Assassin for the vision. It could be a good fight for Sin5 if they manage to successfully take it.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem at the moment is the lack of any sort of BKBs on anyone, really.
I mean, 225 is trying to build into one. He's just 200 gold off, so that'll be a big purchase. Lone Druid, not your best BKB carrier. I mean, Bear can, but not in this sort of game at this point.
I mean, you can argue, if you were the side of Bravado Gaming, that there is both a Bane ulti and a Pudge ulti that goes through BKB, right? So there is an argument to say I'm not going to go BKB this game because of that. It's a bad argument, but there's an argument there regardless, because you're against an Invoker and an Nyx Assassin, right? So like it's good. But you know, you can make an argument, but Phantom Assassin is going a BKB anyway, so that's he has decided to go the Mantis style.
Why did he actually buy a Manta this game? I don't see anything
honestly,
to purge off.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you, because in my mind, like, if you want to go like that secondary item, that would be a Basher, right?
Oh, 65 is going to blink. He's trying to get the jewel on Aghanim. He does get the jewel, but Gerald manages to hook him away. But Death Ward from Impact is coming out. It's just massive. Aghanim gets incinerated. Gerald trying his best to disable these heroes, but Fearbender is coming in a bit late, but Mikasa gonna blink him up straight away, and still no crits from Mikasa. Mikasa just doesn't like the crit, but he kills him anyway. Now the crit comes out, 3 heroes dead. Fearbender forced to buy back. Is it enough though? These guys just want to walk straight up the high ground, and Mr. RDK split pushing, he actually gets the first racks of the game, bringing down the melee.
Selfie.
And now they're trying to bring him down, but can they do it? In the meanwhile, the bottom lane is falling. There's gonna be the second lane of racks falling. So they bring down RDK, but you're losing your base. The rat plays are real. 2 racks down. And it's a disaster.
But at what cost, Kaameel? But at what cost? Oh man.
Did you see how many hits Mikasa didn't crit on there?
Honestly, it feels like I'm playing this PA, because I'm legendarily famous amongst my group of friends of not being able to crit.
GG's actually called.
On this hero, so.
First game is over. Yeah. Feels bad, man.
I mean, I think they're just too far behind at this point. I mean, you have your Fuzzy that's sitting at 6th. I'm not sure that the Shadow Blade was the play here. I don't know what he could have gone, but I think like he needed to go like BKB, MKB Basher, that kind of thing, to if he ever wanted to be able to stand against these calls of Bravado Gaming, because they just hit their timing and won the game, right? Which is pretty much what we said.
Okay,
might happen.
That is exactly what we said would happen. But to touch on your point about that Ursa Bear, right? Okay, so he bought the Shadow Blade. We can question that, right? But his net worth at the end of the game was the same as the Nyx Assassin. He didn't even reach the 10k net worth mark. He was sitting at 8.8k. Lone Druid was literally more than double his net worth. So
well, it was an off-lane Fuzzy essentially. So he did, yeah.
I guess so.
Because he got left after about 5 minutes in that top lane, right? Because the other lanes were going just disastrously badly. The
Yeah,
Invoker's lane was going atrociously. The Pudge had to go help there.
for sure.
So it was just consequences of what happened in the laning stage.
Yeah, and I don't
Allowed Bravado to hit the timing that they needed.
100%. And I don't think actually Sin5 played all that bad this game, but I feel like were heavily outdrafted. I mean, once the timing windows hit for Bravado, they were getting more out of the map from the start of the game, and that once that timing windows hit, I mean, they just when that Rounded Radiance came out, when the Desolator came out from PA, the Blink from the Legion Commander, the game was like essentially over from that point. It was they just couldn't deal with it. So hopefully
Yeah,
they have something better
the
to bring to the table in the next game.
the Lone Druid was a really good last pick, right? Because they lacked a building hitter up into that point, and having that big fat bear, and having RDK being able to stay safe sort of on the back line and just be that tanky sort of melee core, just it is exactly what they needed because they managed to get the kills that they needed off the Legion blink into PA, and off the back of that, just had the tower pusher in the form of the Lone Druid to be able to finish the game, and they did. 31 minutes in, finished.
Done. All right. So thank you all for tuning into the first game. Let's go into the second. We're going to be on a short break, but yeah, I hope Sin5 can bring something better to the table because they did show moments of brilliance in that first game. So let's see what goes on in game two. See you guys after the break. go. And game 2 is now live. Alright, so things we learned in game 1 is Mikasa doesn't know how to crit, Filthy Frank thought he was playing Broodmother, and RDK is a rat. But really it was actually Mr. Filthy Frank on the frickin' lone druid porting the bear to all the open lanes of Rax. What did you learn last game, Mr. Demonic?
If you win your lanes and hit your timing, it's really easy to win the video game.
That was a very boring answer. You should up your game, man. You want
Sorry.
people to leave out a stream or something? Feels so
Also,
bad.
okay, fine. My answer: don't walk into the enemy jungle as a keeper of the light, armed with a gem at nighttime, and then proceed to lose your gem just after you bought it. That's what I learned from that game.
That was so funny, and Sin5 really taking your notes seriously as they first ban out Filthy Frank's Cottle along with his Night Stalker as well. So Filthy Frank really getting targeted in the bans here. BBD sticking with their Magnus bans, and they're actually thinking about the second ban quite so much. What do they ban out here? What was their problem hero last game? I mean, Fearbender, despite that game being really rough, he played it decent in Invoker score-wise, but I feel like it really wasn't the game for Invoker last game. He didn't get a chance to do anything all that great.
They really don't like Huskar, Bravado Gaming. I'm pretty sure they banned it against us as well. And we were even sitting going, why would they ban Huskar? But it's fine. Obviously, I mean, Sin5 is known for picking Huskar, right? So it's in this case, it's actually like, okay, fine, that's fair.
Sin5 are known for running every pocket strat known to man. That's what they are known for. Easy to execute, broken shit, and it's worked out very successful for them. And I like the way they do. But Huskar, man, I mean, after TI6 and TNT knocking out OG, I have a newfound respect for that hero, man. Newfound respect. And Sin5 actually steal the Darks here. BBD's basically BBD's favorite first pick hero, Sin5 have snatched up for themselves. So I like that Darkseer pick. That's a good pick.
Incoming Bristleback Venno. Here we go. Filthy. No, well, actually, that wouldn't be. I wouldn't be against those two picks for Bravado Gaming. Bristleback is in the pool and is ridiculously strong. It's that same idea, right? You've got the front liner and then and a building pusher behind him in the form of the Venomancer. But I don't think Bravado Gaming would be that disgusting off the bat, especially with the Darkseer pick.
That is
so
actually...
the Venomancer does okay against Darkseer, actually.
It actually does, and that would actually be a disgusting opening 2 heroes. And it's so versatile, in fact, because Bristleback can be run as a core in literally all 3 lanes. Venomancer also can be run mid, carry, even occasional support. I mean, it would be a disgusting opening. I never thought about it, but they go for the good old Impact Disruptor. That's like... I feel like every time Impact plays a hero, it's a 50% chance he plays a hero that's not Disruptor, and a 50% chance he just plays Disruptor. It's just like, it's crazy how much he likes that hero.
Yeah, it's a great hero. Honestly, I think it's one of the best support heroes in the game, just in general. He has team fight ability. He has pick off ability thanks to his glimpse, and he has good lane presence thanks to his nuke. Right, so he's just in general, in most situations, not the worst. He's never the worst choice. And he has a silence. And silence is really strong in this video game.
And, I feel like I want to touch on that point about Disruptor. Remember, we casted a game the other day together, right? It was Bravado versus APG Veterans.
Yeah.
And you touched on the counter-initiate ability of a Disruptor. And immediately after you spoke about it, we got to watch it in the flesh. And it's really one of the best, like, as Malini calls them, combo breakers in the game. And there isn't all that many of them. And Disruptor is definitely one of the better ones. So, yeah. Big.
It's almost instant cast silence, right? That you could just drop on someone's head while they're trying to execute their sort of combination of spells.
For sure. Like full-on AoE silence that does damage.
Yeah.
It's great. And to combo it now with the Faceless Void. This is a combo I feel like we saw Bravado run not too long ago.
Yeah, this is El Clasico BVD with your what would be 225 Faceless Void on most days. Although we've been seeing most. I saw a Faceless Void with a Mask of Madness today. So who knows where this Faceless Void.
I love
Faceless
Void with a Mask of Madness.
I couldn't believe it. I thought it was 2007.
I mean, I was watching the first time in like recent times I saw it was during the Kiev Major, and I never knew who SG Esports was. I just checked Adriano or 4DR or whatever his name is, playing Faceless Void on a Mask of Madness, destroying OG in the first game of the day, and I was like, what?
SG Esports, Vamos Brasileira.
Oh
Yes.
man. I'm so sad they're not going to TI, man. I was gonna wear my SG Esports flair and everything.
I even speak some Brazilian Portuguese, so when
Oh,
they were winning, I was flaring.
what a
Yeah,
cultured
hashtag
man.
fun fact. I know, right?
So cool. Now, Sinister 5 picked up the Jakiro, another good hero to counter up with that, to combo up with the Darkseer. They ban out the Kunkka this game, and BVD still taking out a lot of, like, just standalone good heroes. They take out the Clockwork, and they take out the Slaughter. Two heroes that combo pretty decently with the Darkseer.
Clockwork, just such a good team. He's one of the combo breakers, team fight interrupters, right? Like he's so strong in this meta. And it's the same idea of just heroes that can run at you, right? It's Night Stalker, Slardar. I mean, even the last game, Phantom Assassin, the Lone Druid. The general idea of this meta, from what I've sort of picked up at the moment, is we're going to pick heroes and we're going to run at your face. It's like the Virtus Pro idea. That's why they're doing so well, right?
Angry Russian daughter.
Russian daughter's best daughter, and this is the exact idea, right? And these heroes are so good, and also like Darkseer Slardar can Darkseer Clockwork can just hose an off lane. I mean, they can, between the two of them, just destroy a safe laner. The Faceless Void will not be able to compete, and I do like this though, the Earthshaker.
He's actually one of my favorite heroes in the meta right now, if not my favorite hero. He is, like, the ability to blink Echo Slam. It just must be the most satisfying thing to ever watch. As a caster, as a fan, to be a player and drop a blink Echo Slam. It's just beautiful. He's a really, really strong hero right now. His level 10 talent's also pretty broken. Like 10 strength with Enchant Totem is ridiculous. In 1v1 matchups, wins almost every 1v1 matchup. He's just a great hero throughout all stages of the game.
Yeah, his Enchant Totem is just ridiculously strong, right? And the fact that they've given a True Strike now in 7.06, this Bravado Gaming lineup is working out pretty well, but we've seen some counter filth on the other side in the form of Venomancer, which I think is a really good response to what's happening here. If you want to go team fights, sure, we'll have some disgusting team fights.
That is a cool pick. Picking up the PA themselves, that's a great counter to Sniper.
Yeah, I was about to say, one of the best ways to beat the Sniper is to actually get up into his face, and one of the best heroes at doing that is Weaver, which they banned, and another one is the Phantom Assassin. You can just get into him and do the damage that needs to be done, right? And with Venomancer and a Jakiro and a Darkseer, a surged Phantom Assassin that is and a slowed Sniper.
All right,
man.
But the question is Fearbender gonna crit on this PA, or is he gonna pull a Mikasa?
I don't know. Are you gonna send that Phantom Assassin middle against the Sniper?
I don't know. I think it could be same principles against an Invoker, right? You just spam on Dagger.
Yeah, he does okay.
I mean, you buy a poor man shield, Sniper right clicks doesn't do all that much, but Shrapnel really does affect. But I think PA is even one of the better heroes against Shrapnel. You just stand on your high ground and throw out daggers to last it, right? In theory.
Like, yeah, you'd have to dagger to last hit instead of daggering the aggressively. So it's we'd have to see if they're going to run in mid lane. They might just decide to do something annoying, throw the Veno in the mid lane, because Sniper will just have to spend his life hitting wards, and that's not really what he wants to do. But they've got they at least have some choices. Sinister 5.
I like to see Sinister 5 pick up a Barathrum here, actually. I mean, to go with the Darkseer, and Bara is also like a great hero right now. Russian CIS Dota has been loving the Bara. I mean, the Bara along with the PA, you just have like those run at you heroes. I want to see a Bara. Well,
we got to see it if this is a core Veno or a support Veno, right? Because with the last pick,
I think
Enchantress.
It is a core Veno, man. That is an interesting pick.
Oh, I like this. Yeah, I like that. Enchantress gives them some early lane support. It gives them some smoke gang potential against the Sniper early with the Phantom Assassin. It also means we're going to be running a Veno core. Yeah, it must be.
I mean, Venom
Supports
PA,
Enchantress.
Venom PA dual core is a pretty decent dual core. Very strong mid game heroes. And like I think
Yeah.
when you think about Enchantress, I think about the two pro teams that do play him notably are Team NP and Team Fnatic. And against both those teams, a lot of teams actually prioritize banning out the Enchantress because their players are so effective on it. So I think it'll most likely be Geralt. I'm not sure if Repo plays it or Geralt plays it. But I think if he's good on the Bambi, I think it could be a really, really clutch pick this game.
Well, like this hero is surprisingly strong, right? And it scales just really, really well into the late game. Especially with Dragon Lance now being a thing that exists in Dota. Combine that with the Argonum Scepter, which adds range to her impetus. And it's just impetus being true damage itself just does a surprising amount of damage to things under certain circumstances. So if we're going to see a Kiriki Mask of Madness Enchantress, probably not, but we're going to be wow. Okay,
Whoa.
full on liquid lineup here.
Oh man, okay. I was really leaning towards Sinister 5 draft, but I think that last pick Gyro is pretty clutch. I like it a lot. I think the key item for RDK to buy this game is a Heaven's Halberd, and his Gyro is in the right place.
Yeah, I mean Heaven's Halberd is going to be a really good item in this game. Okay, if we're going to be a Frank Earthshaker, that should be exciting to see.
Oh, that definitely would be exciting to see.
Aghanim's picked up the twin-headed dragon.
What? Is that a middle lane Jakiro?
Is that a mid Jakiro?
Maybe Repo has like cosmetics or something on the Venom that he wants to give to Aghanim or something like that. Can you still swap in Captain's mode? Yeah, you can still swap in Captain's mode.
Yeah, you can.
Alright, maybe it is Aghanim Jakiro. I don't know. I don't think I've seen... Dendy actually played core Jakiro 1 or 2 months back against a Templar Assassin mid. That was quite hilarious.
Yeah, you played against the Templar Assassin, and it's pretty good because like he's just a damage over time spell, so you can just wreck the TA, right?
Yeah.
But this is not the situation that you do that in.
Well, let's see. Do they swap it off? Aghanim... He's playing the freaking Jakiro this game, man. So this is a support Venom wants in a carry Jakiro. I've not seen this in South African Dota, in the history of South African Dota, actually. This is great.
We have a carry Jakiro.
Oh, man. This is going to be
Why?
good. Okay, I'm putting my faith in Sinister 5. After see carry Jericho, I'm happy, boy. I'm happy. I mean, look at BBD, these meta pickers picking up Gyrocopter carry. I mean, this is a run-of-the-mill stuff, man. But carry Jakiro, you don't see this every day.
Is it for the plus 400 attack range? I mean, okay, sure. Let's do it.
We'll see how it goes. It's Sin5 we trust. Coach 7K coach, he knows what's going on in this game.
Otherwise, he's gonna have there's gonna be a sternly worded letter written to Sin5 about picking up a twin when you had the Venom. But I suppose that's a juke in some form, I guess.
I mean, the offlane is gonna be Jakiro Venom answer, right? Don't tell me 225 can actually deal with that lane.
Oh no, that's a horrific lane to exist in at all.
I mean, these 7 tangles are gonna fly so fast. You won't even know what's gonna hit him.
He does have.
Oh, sorry, you go first.
Frank hanging around here.
Oh, he misses the
Frank.
block.
Oh no, he misses it.
Uncharacteristic mistake from Filthy Frank. And now, is he gonna...
Disaster.
I'm surprised he didn't just go for that level 1 Courier snipe with the... Well, I mean, he has the boots and everything. I mean, you could just stun the Courier on the tower and just kill it. There's nothing anybody can do about it. But now Geralt gonna start the harass here on Mr. Frank. He's actually jungling the enemy's jungle, so Geralt got no chill right now. He's got his boots as well with the race car 385 move speed. Things are looking...
Amakasa has to be careful, right? Because he's now aware that there's somewhere behind him lurking an Enchantress that could pop out at any point and do some some terrible things to him, and Gerald's just gonna farm happily away here on the radiant side of the jungle. It is a prettier jungle, I think, anyway. So at least more aesthetically pleasing.
I mean, my brother TKC, he says the reason he loves Immortal Garden so much is that Daya doesn't actually look like Daya, and I was like, wow, that's actually a great point you make.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Daya is just not. It's not an aesthetically pleasing thing. Oh, Mikasa, really taking some trouble, some hits in this mid lane, getting dealt some of his own medicine. Some would say.
I mean,
Here we go.
with only no own medicine. Oh, actually, Gerald's coming here. He gets off the clap. Mikasa getting destroyed, actually. Is that going to be first blood? It is first blood for Fear Bender. Feels so good, man. And he actually had the whole boulder creep. I didn't see that. That's quite a combo. Stun into freaking thunderclap. That's pretty cool.
Correct. Yeah, he threw out the stuns to get his thunderclap in range, and with using those two combined with the dagger, that is the easiest kill of his life. And he's now picked up a stun creep, and is going to be able to do almost exactly. He's now got the double stun up on his mud golem into Centaur. So if 225 actually happens to be coming for this bounty rune, which it looks like he's doing, he may actually find himself in a little bit of trouble.
I mean, with Faithless Void, right? Time Walk is a great escape mech ability, no doubt. But level 1 Time Walk has a 24-second cooldown, so if they can somehow bait out this Time Walk and then get their counter enchantress to go, that's almost a guaranteed kill. Still doesn't have Poleman Shield, so it could be a big pick if they can get it. If they can get it.
He should be okay, right? Unless Repo lands the Venomous Gale. Because Venomous Gale is just
a disgusting ability.
It's the best level 1 ability in the game, most would tell you. Most people would say to you in general, just because of its just ability. It's slow. It's so disgusting. 50% slow level 1 is horrific to deal with.
And does the duration really last 15 seconds on Venomous Gale?
Yeah.
That's actually pretty ridiculous.
Mikasa, I think he's seen Frank.
Oh, Frank might be in trouble here. They're going to throw off the boulder. Can he get a center stomp? Oh, but Frank got boots as well, so he should be fine. He's got his own stun available. This is just a little skirmish between the 4 positions. Just passing by, dropping down in the neighborhood, saying hi. You know, a little drive-by action. Frankie's actually still sticking around. This is... Okay, he's just making space for his middle lane player. Ping him out as well. Nagging him, starting to chip away at this tier 1 tower. Throwing those liquid fires. And how is Darkseid doing on the bottom lane? He's got almost got his level 3. Close to his soul ring, but RDK actually having a good time farming here. Despite playing against the Darkseid.
Yeah, it's... I mean, RDK is going to be doing fine. This is one of the heroes that sort of does okay against the Darkseid in general. So it's not that bad. And,
plays actually getting made here on Mikasa. They're trying to make the play, and he's actually still standing. And Gerald's actually going to go around the tower. No, he can't actually get the skill, but he actually might be in real trouble here. They're going to pop the shrapnel charge for him, but he's so fast. He is fine.
Oh no, he's going to be just fine.
Sorry, what were you saying about the gyrocopter against Doxia?
Because he's got the rocket barrage and the flak cannon. Pretty much once he gets phase boots, he's able to deal with creep waves on a really consistent basis. So Doxia doesn't have enough time to keep those creeps alive. So Dox is just doing what he can while he can. Yeah, it's almost got his soul ring. He's got his level 3 at least, so jungling becomes a little bit easier.
Alright, that is a good point. Iron Shaw also does a lot more damage now. And did his bounty rune actually get sniped? He did actually get sniped. That's a... Oh no, he picked it up himself, never mind. But now Gerald looking for the picks here in the top lane. Does he scout out Frank? I think he does. He does now. That's for sure. Centaur gonna stomp. He's actually gonna miss the stomp, but Venomous Gale gets hit onto Frank. Frank's in trouble. Aghanim gonna come in now as well. Can he get off the liquid fire? And Aghanim is dead. I thought the... Yeah, I'm sorry. Frank is dead.
Aghanim's alive.
Aghanim's alive. Oh, I just got confused there. Repo's actually got his level 3 on the Venomancer as well, so he's got a level in the Plague Wards. Aghanim, he seems to be rushing that Veil very, very quick. He's actually getting that Veil fast. He's got his second non-talisman. Just 400 gold away from the next spot, finishing off the Helm of Iron Will. And a pretty decent start on the Sekiro.
This is like ultimately the question, right? Is what on earth is this core number like 1 position Sekiro going to be buying? I mean, Veil obviously that's going to set up their team fights really early. Once they have level 6, that is Oh man, it's a lot of magic damage from the Darkseer Veno twin combination.
Oh,
He
plays
doesn't
getting made
have
on
Ice
Mikasa
Path
again.
yet.
They might be bring down, and there! Fearbender actually does crit on the hero, but now Frank gets off an amazing 2-man stun, and Gerald could be in trouble, but no, he's too... Nobody got the attack speed to attack him. Oh, no, sorry, he doesn't have a level in untouchable yet. He's just an impact to TP it in.
He's got the level 1 Nature's Attendants. They're just healing him enough to... And he had 2 creep there, right? So the Disruptor couldn't stick around, because if he got clapped again there and another Centaur stomp, he was...
Oh, the
dead for
value
sure.
shrine. 3 heroes plus 2 creeps. And Fearbender answered our question. He does crit on this PA, so game equal changed. Critting the creeps even. Fearbender got no chill right now.
Yeah, and just... I can't believe we're actually seeing a safe lane twin. I'm still like flabbergasted. It was just not what I expected at all, which is...
I mean, he's doing the same thing as the
I'm not
carry
surprised that
Venomancer,
often,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's pushing down
It's-
this top tower, sieging it up, getting a veil early. This is like carry Venomancer just in a different shape.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Yeah, but you've got a Venomancer. That's the thing, Kaameel. Like, can you go something like a Venomancer if you have if you actually have like the hero? But anyway,
You can never have too many Venomancers in your team. That's something I've learned today. And this game is going a hell of a lot better for Sin5 than the first one. They net worth, they almost got a 3k advantage, taken the first tower, and... What is my last point? I forgot. My mind is just gone blank. Oh, and they have a carry Jakiro.
and they're about to kill Mikasa again, right?
They're gonna do it. Ganking Jakiro. He's doing it. Look at these plays. Can they do it? Is he gonna do it?
Is
One
it-
more hit.
oh, last
Oh,
hit.
he
There
is
we go.
dead. Carry Jakiro, man. I've learned something new today.
Oh,
at
I mean, let's. The game is still young. We're still 7 minutes into the game. Let's not get ahead of ourselves
I mean,
here. But I
you
mean,
see Juggernauts gank mid with Omni Slash, but Jakiro doesn't need Omni Slash. He just needs to throw a liquid fire.
hey, I've seen when Fear won the international in one of the final games, he ganked with a gyrocopter mid at 7 minutes into the game. So never know what to expect. I remember being so surprised seeing.
Oh,
dear,
Fearbender,
Frank.
can he get a crit? Nope, doesn't need a crit, but 2-5, he gets off a big chrono, but he catches his tower as well, so a lot of damage mitigated, but the shrapnel, more than enough damage anyway. Can he actually, Aghanim, he's fighting up 2-5 here, he's gonna get bashed up, but can he bring him down in the end? Fearbender with the crits though, Mikasa, he gets the kill, sorry, 2-5 gets brought down by the Aghanim on the Jakiro, and Fearbender, he's a crit meister actually.
Radiant's middle tower is under
I mean, it was crit or death, and he decided to crit. So pretty good, pretty good set of events for him there. Quite to, I'll paraphrase an Eddie Murphy skit, "Cake or Death." Crit or, he needed to crit there because he was busy getting sniped. Oh man, I would be
under attack.
tilting if I was that sniper right now.
And
It was milliseconds away.
like for Mikasa, it's even more tilting because he like just played PA in the game before, right? And when he needed those crits, they were nowhere to
Yeah.
be found. So it's like, it's really sad. Now, Fearbender, he's actually gonna blink. He's not getting any crits on Frank so far. He still has one more dagger available. Can he throw it out? No, he's fine. But he harasses Frank out of the lane, so it's all good in the end. There is a DD bottom as well. But Fearbender didn't have to buy a bottle this game, so he's not really ruin controlling all that much. I get him easy being back to the middle lane, and he's coming with the veil now as well. So the siege is going to carry on. 2-5 doesn't have chrono available for another 60 seconds. So can they do anything to stop this? Disrupt the Impact's only level 3 at the 10-minute mark. Frank only level 4. These supports not all that high level this game. Not the usual thing we see out of Bravado supports. And Aghanim, he's going to be chipping away. Look at how much damage he does with the Veil of Discord. Fearbender, he's just waiting to blink somebody. But Shrapnel, probably the best anti-push spell in the game at this point. Look at that. Creep wave, nothing. You can't push into Shrapnel. Okay, Jakiro can. Jakiro can. He's got the good
Jakiro can just fine, and he's got the max level up on.
Oh,
Liquid
Fearbender's
fire.
gonna blink in. Is he gonna crit? Nope, he doesn't need a crit. He's dead anyway. But RDK gonna make the rotations, trying to bring down Gerald. But Gerald still got super movement speed. He's got phase boost. He's fine. And they got the tier 1 tower, sorry, as well. Game starting off very, very well for the side of Sinister 5, and that's all with the Darkseer not making any appearance to any of these fights. So, yeah, pretty good so far.
Yeah, he's sitting at level 7 now, so he's pretty much where he wants to being able to farm now the most efficiently. So he is gonna most likely be working towards that. Mech has already picked up the headdress of rejuvenation, which is I wouldn't be surprised if one of them decide to invest into a pipe this game either. I think that might be a pretty good. What has he got here? Rod of Atos is going to be our second item on the Jakiro. I like that.
Oh man, Rod of Atos is like, since they changed the way the build up of the item, it's been a lot more popular. I mean, last game we saw Pudge, and we forgot to mention, but Pudge Rod of Atos is one of the sickest combos at the moment. And now RDK, he could be in trouble. He gets found, but there is no stun creeps available for Enchantress. He might just be forced to back out of his lane.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like just because of the way that they changed the way that root works now, that heroes like Ember and Storm Spirits and the like can't get out. Can't get out of that kind of route anymore. It has just made Atos such a strong item, and the fact that it's 2 braces now plus Staff of Wizardry it's just a really good item. And Fearbender needs to back out now. RDK defends the elf thing to try and save his life, but he has to get out of town now. There's no way that he can save this tower.
I really like the way Fearbender's playing his PA this game. It's like almost cure, like the way he's putting that immediate pressure and then getting out as soon as he can. It's like he's constant pressure on the map, and this is like, PA, I know a lot of people play PA, but it's not the type of hero you just blink in and just straight up man fight. Its biggest strength is that you can get in and out of fights so quickly, so easily, and Fearbender has really been using that to his advantage this game. It's something you see out of high level PA players, and I like it. You get my stamp of approval, Mr. Fearbender, plus he crits.
Yeah, he crits. It's sort of like it's the fuzzy idea, right? It's not the person that's going in first, but as soon as you go in, he's going to be the one there to just absolutely like unleash onto someone. So he might do exactly that onto 225. 225 trying to get the tower. Yeah, he needs to get out of town.
He's just tipping straight out, but the bottom tower, tier 2 has fallen, but RDK is getting off a massive cooldown here, getting 3 heroes, but not much to follow up. Frank still no Echo Slam, almost got his level 6. But good trade here in the top lane. Mikasa manages to bring down the tier 1 tower. Not the best trade tier 1 for tier 2, but BVD are pretty behind, so they got to take what they can get right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing well to stave the economic gap, right? I mean, they've only taken 1 tower so far, and it's only a 4,000 sort of gold deficit, considering the horrendous mid lane that Mikasa had on the sniper. Like, they're not doing too bad, right? The Gyro managed to get good farm in that bottom lane. He's currently sitting
225, he's waiting for this chrono. Okay, he's gonna back out. But yeah, I have to agree with you there. BVD are doing a good job of keeping the economics up, and now they're getting a smoke. They have Echo Slam ready, they have Chronosphere ready. Repo might be the sacrificial little snake man here. Are they gonna find him? They're gonna go. He gets an instant bash, and Chrono does come out on Repo. And I think they're just gonna sack the Venom monster. They don't really care. It's just their 5 position. Not too fussed about that.
I mean, I'm not sure that that's worthy of a chrono. I mean, yes, you do get a kill, but now chrono's down, which is essentially like one of...
For 5 position support. Position support. This is a 5 position support Venom monster.
And considering that you don't even have things like Disruptor's ulti, or you finally at least have Echo Slam, you know, you don't have other ways of team fighting should Sin5 decide to push. Yeah, there's no reason for them not to push another T2. So you can see Sin5 already making their way. I think Bravado realizes that's why they want to push this mid T1, right? But look how fast this tier 2 is going down here top.
I mean, Jakiro, man, what a hero. What this Bammy creeps. It's easy towers for them right now, and this towers is really big deal. They're getting deep. I mean, what I'd like to see them do, they actually already have. They have these wards controlling up this Roshan area, and they do have a Desolator on the PA. So Roshan definitely be maybe their next objective. And once they have that, these fights are going to be even harder for BVD to try and take. They're going to smoke up. They're going to go for the Roshan instantly. They are actually going to do it.
Bravado Gaming have no wards as well. I mean, it must be noted that the only ward they have currently is sitting in the top lane, not seeing
they have one
anything
Roche
useful.
ward. They have one Roche
there
ward.
we go. They've got one Roche ward, yeah.
And without Chronosphere, they can't actually take this Roche fight. Like, if they had the Chrono, then they could maybe consider what the Echo Slam, what the cooldown. It's a winnable fight. But without Chrono, nah, this is a free Roche for side of Sin5.
Yeah, I mean, now putting down some sort of defensive wards, but I mean, the vision on the side of Sin5 at the moment is just really good. They know exactly where Bravado Gaming is. They know that Bravado is chilling down in that bottom lane because there's pretty much almost nowhere else that they could possibly be on the map at this moment, right? But I say that, but there is a courier just flying over multiple users for an energy booster. Is it worth it? Oh no.
Oh, whose energy booster was it? Was it Aghanim's?
I think it was, yeah.
Or maybe maybe it was a Darkseer's, I think. Maybe Traxion's for his mana boots, I think.
Oh yeah.
But now
I mean,
BVD,
they've got a mech.
BVD trying to get this tier 2 trade here, and they might actually get it, but no, this tier 2 tower in the middle lane is falling so fast. So the question is, are Sinister 5 going to TP back and try to contest their own tier 2? They might, or they're just going to maybe try to push up high ground. Not an easy place to contest. The Radiant has very good vision with these wards. But nope, the TPs are coming out. Aghanim wants to defend. He TPs here, he TPs to his shrine. He could be in trouble. He's 1v3 here. Is he going to get found out? He's right by his shrine. He's going to pop the shrine. Jakiro. Oh, nice Chronos here coming up from 2-5. Cooldown falling up just as well. Aghanim dropping pretty low, but he's still surviving. Oh, big Venomance RC coming out too, and Fearbender critting through all these heroes. Gyrocopter is dead, 2-5 trying to TP out. He does manage to get the TP out. Impact also manages to get the TP out. So it was a core hero for core hero. But that could have been a lot worse for BVD. My gosh.
Yeah, and I suppose at least they get some decent T2 damage onto that tower. So, you know, oh my gosh.
God, crit, Lord.
Run,
Can he catch Frank
run,
too? Go, Fearbender, you can do it. One crit.
DDPA, it's a DDPA.
Oh my
no.
gosh, 6-0 in 3. Fearbender unstoppable right now. And he's completed his own Vlads right now. Oh,
yeah,
okay, there's a recipe off. Or was there
pretty easy kills. Suddenly, Bravado Gaming, you know, they did their best to split push now, but they've run out of space, right? They don't have any outer towers left, and they still have at least, I would say, a minute on this Aegis or so, a minute or two. So they've got some time to get onto the high ground now, and now it's up to Bravado Gaming to try their best to defend. Luckily,
oh 40 Frank! That was the biggest Echo Slam I have ever seen. Destroying 2 heroes instantly, 3 heroes down, even Aegis gets popped. Aghanim trying to come to the rescue. Is it enough though? Filthy Fearbender, he has respawned, but he gets time lapse back into the disruptor out there, and he's gonna fall now inside his own macro pyre. Aghanim trying to TP away. Can he make it out? He's gonna get bashed. He makes it out. Holy shit.
So Earthshaker just picked up a Blink Dagger there. Good reveal there from Filthy Frank.
I wish we actually had like a highlight reel, because I think that was a full... Okay, it wasn't a 5-man, but a 4-man Echo Slam that instantly deleted 2 heroes. That was just crazy. Crazy good.
Wowzers. I mean, it looked like he was just sort of thinking about throwing out a defensive stun, right? But the Frank just walked in there and threw out the whole fucking kitchen sink. I mean, he just threw it all into the Sin5, and they were just not prepared by any stretch of the imagination for what happened.
Oh, I got a little lag spike going on here.
Your push lineup is pretty much. Blink. That's going to happen to you every.
I think I've just DC'd.
Seconds before Echo's up again. Void's involve impact. pull up now. Venner is going to be in a lot of trouble. Earthshaker does